Wolves versus Arsenal predicted lineup. That is right lads, Arsenal are into the final 6 games of the Premier League season. And you know what, despite Arsenal looking like they have nothing left to play for, in a weird way if Arsenal can somehow pull off a victory against Wolves, they might have something left to play for. That is because with 6 games remaining, Arsenal currently 6 points off 5th place and 6th place Man United and Wolves. And of course with UEFA banning Man City from next year's competition, the chances are the Champions League places could go down to 5th place. Meaning if Arsenal can pull the victory over Wolves, we can close the gap. But then again lads, with Wolves being in form, having not lost a single game since the return of the Premier League, this is never going to be easy. And also lads, what happens with the Arsenal team lineup? Does Cedric Soares get his first start for the Arsenal? What formation do Arsenal go with? As always with the Arsenal, there is so much to talk about. So with that being said guys, let's get into today's video lads, and let's discuss my predicted lineup for Wolves versus Arsenal lads. Let's be talking. Hear me out for a second lads. If we can somehow and some way pull off a victory against Wolves, that top 6 or top 5 doesn't seem that far away. But then again, as they say, it is hope that kills you as an Arsenal fan. Yo, what's on guys, my name is Basil and welcome back to my channel. In today's video lads, we are back again to discuss the Arsenal as we go up against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux Stadium. Of course, with Wolves being currently in 6th place and Arsenal being in 8th place, the gap between both teams is only 6 points. Meaning if Arsenal can pull off their victory, Arsenal will go a matter of 3 points behind 6th place Wolves. And so the hope and the dream of Champions League football is somewhat on, you know, just give me some hope lads. But yeah lads, before we get into the video, so make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the game itself, your predictions, how do you think Arsenal should line up, and anything else you want to discuss, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also make sure to follow all my social media, my Instagram and my Twitter, as well as subscribing to my group channel, The Offsiders. The links are all in the description below. But with that being said guys, let's get into today's video and let's discuss Wolverhampton Wanderers versus the Arsenal. Let me give you my preview and most importantly lads, my predicted lineup. Mikel Arteta, take some notes my bro. Starting off a goal, it's gonna be Emiliano Martinez. I mean, who else is it gonna be lads? But you know what lads, I think we need to give Martinez a bit more praise for what he deserves. Because in the 3 games that he started for Arsenal since the injury to Bernd Leno, the guy has kept 2 clean sheets. Now of course one of those clean sheets was against the bottom of the table Norwich City, but at the same time lads, you have to give credit where credit is due. And I cannot lie, when Leno initially did get injured, I was kind of worrying to myself, do Arsenal go out in the window and then sign a replacement for Leno? But of course with the news that Leno's injury is nowhere near as bad as we first thought, and Martinez being a perfectly capable deputy, let's just say my deep down fear of Arsenal returning to the goalkeeper woes of 2014 are out of the way. I can relax, I can breathe, it's all good. Because that is right, I do trust Emiliano Martinez, and of course in this game the boy is going to start. Moving on to the right back lads, this is the most interesting part of the video. It is Cedric Soares. It's just mad how one goal can change everyone's opinions. Because that is right, in the last game against Norwich, Cedric Soares made his first ever appearance for the Arsenal, and just in a matter of 4 minutes the guy scored an absolute weldy on his weak foot. And the maddest thing about it lads, we had to wait entire 6 months to see Cedric play his first ever game for the Arsenal, and boy was it worth the wait, because he came on and he scored that goal and overall looked like a very good player. And I go back to the quotes Arteta gave in his last press conference last week, where he said Cedric is our best fullback coming into that final third. Now that is a massive statement to make when you have the likes of Hector Bellerin, Kieran Tierney, Sead Kolasinac and so and so. And so for Arteta to clearly come out and indicate to the press and the world that he believes Cedric Soares is our best player in that final third as a fullback tells me that Mikel Arteta is a massive fan of him. And of course with Hector Bellerin not being Arsenal fans' favourite player at the moment, let's just say Hector, your trees can be put to one side my bro. Because in this game, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I would like to see Cedric Soares start. I am not basing that just on the fact that he scored that worldie against Norwich City, but more importantly, that just in those 15 minutes, what he showed to me was a player far more comfortable and far more threatening going forwards. And with Wolves having flying wingers and fullbacks that are going to bomb forwards, we need to have players that can defend, but also go forwards and cause issues as well. And as things currently stand, I do not for a second trust Hector Bellerin. So Mr. Hector Bellerin, you're going to have to move aside for a second, my friend, because my guy Cedric Soares is here, so let's see him start for the Arsenal. Moving on to the first centre-back, lads, it's going to be Shkodran Mustafi. And the key thing here, Arteta, is the fact that I want a back 4, not a back 3. But yeah, in terms of the right-hand side centre-back, I would love to see Shkodran Mustafi start, because I'm not gonna lie, game by game since the return of the Premier League, Mustafi's made himself a somewhat reliable figure, and I will go as far as saying, as things currently stand, he is our best defender at the club. I can't believe I'm saying that, but lads, it is true. But as I said, it's as things currently stand, and we all know Mustafi, the guy, is still a ticking time bomb, and when it comes to Mustafi, you all know that mistake is on his way. But regardless to say, you have to give credit where credit's due. As things currently stand, Mustafi should start for the Arsenal, because right now the guy is somewhat solid. But again, once the summer transfer window comes, Shkodran, as much as you're proving yourself right now, the window's here and it's time to go. But for now, Shkodran, you're going to start for the Arsenal. Moving on to the next centre back, it's going to be David Luiz. Oh my god, Babs, what are you doing, my bro? Yeah, do you know what? I would just start David Luiz. And it's not like I have any options anyways. Like, would you rather see Rob Holding start? Would you rather see Socrates start? And if we're being fully honest right now, we have no other choices than to play David Luiz. And it's not just the fact that I want to see him play that, it's also the fact that I know Arteta is going to let him play. And if we're going to cast our minds back to just 2-3 weeks ago, before the return of the Premier League, a lot of fans like myself were saying David Luiz was our best defender. So we can't really be, you know, that reactionary and say after 1-2 bad performances that he's the worst defender the club's ever seen. But then again, lads, we are Arsenal fans and that's what we do best. Now, on one hand, you can see the prospect of Raul Jimenez licking his lips to see that he's going to verse Mustafi and David Luiz. But on the other hand, lads, you have to understand we have no other options, bro. I am struggling, Arsenal fans. So in my personal opinion, I think David Luiz is going to start, and that's who I'd like to see start as well. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments on how do you think Arsenal should line up in that centre-back partnership. Moving on to the left-back, lads, is going to be man like Kieran Tierney. Oh, man like Kieran Tierney, boy, have you been impressive. That is right, lads, we are finally getting to see Kieran Tierney play consistently in that Arsenal shirt, and oh boy, is he so good. Not only is Kieran Tierney impressed going forwards, but also when it comes to defensively, the guy has looked solid. And in a game against Wolves, when you're going to be up against a winger like Adama Traore, you got to make sure that you are at your top game defensively. And so I'm not just starting Kieran Tierney for the fact that he's our best left back, lads, but also the fact that our other left back, to Kolasinac and even Bukayo Saka, just cannot defend against Adama Traore. And even Kieran Tierney is going to find it very hard to defend against Adama Traore. But then again, lads, this is Kieran Tierney, and let's not forget, lads, he is ice cold, straight out of Scotland, just had a fresh Tesco's meal dough, and he better be good for this game as well. But in terms of left back, lads, it's an absolute brainer. Kieran Tierney has to start. Moving on to the first central midfield, lads, it's gonna be Granit Xhaka. And yo, Granit, you know what? Yeah, that last game, you showed me something different, because that is right. In the last game, of course, we did see Granit Xhaka actually score a goal for the Arsenal, and it's not like a normal Granit Xhaka cracker, but it was actually a goal where the guy showed good movement, running into the box, making a late run and finishing it in emphatic fashion. But then again, lads, in this game, I would like to see Arsenal switch back into that midfield three, and this is why. Because make no mistake, in that game against Norwich, despite Arsenal winning so comfortably, there was parts of that game, especially at the start of the second half, where Arsenal were getting dominated by Norwich City. So I can't have that, lads. And up against a team like Wolverhampton Wanderers, you have a fantastic midfield of Ruben Neves and Juan Moutinho. You need to have midfielders that have the ability to compete. And for Arsenal to actually get a win in this game, we're gonna have to go back into that 4-3-3 system. But yeah, in terms of Granit Xhaka himself, as a deep lying playmaker, I think he does a perfectly capable job. And as things currently stand, I'll go as far as saying he looks like a very, very improved player. And a lot of Arsenal fans, including you, boy, have to admit, boy, we were wrong. Granit Xhaka put in another masterclass performance, and you will get a handwritten apology from me, myself, Basel team. Moving on to the first attacking midfield, lads, it's gonna be Dani Ceballos. Ayo, Danny, man, you're making it hard for me, because of course, in terms of Dani Ceballos, I don't know what's happening at the moment. On one hand, you've got a lot of sources claiming that Ceballos is going to be leaving Arsenal come the end of the season, and the fact that he wants to go back to Spain and sign for a different club. And on the other hand, you've got reports claiming that he wants to stay in the Premier League. So to you, Dani Ceballos, make your mind up, bro. Do you want to go or do you want to stay? And so for me right now, it's very difficult to count on Dani Ceballos, because as much as he's a fantastic player on his day, if he is to leave Arsenal, is he going to be fully committed in games like this where we need to get the win? Because make no mistake, despite Arsenal being so far off that top 4, top 5, a win against Wolves, and you know what, something is still won, lads. But again, as Arsenal not blessed with their best options, and the fact that we're definitely not going to start Mesut Ozil or Matteo Guendouzi, I think we're given no more options than to see Dani Ceballos, Mr. Strela and Mr. Paella start in that midfield role. And in terms of the midfield three, I want one sitting and two in front, and Ceballos is going to be one of those players in front. So over to you, Dani Ceballos. Let us know, are you here to stay or are you here to go? Moving on to the next attacking midfield, lads, it's going to be man like Bukayo Saka. Mr. Sign the Ting himself, because that is right, lads, Bukayo Saka has finally penned their contract, signed the thing, and is going to be Arsenal for the next 5 years at least. And you know what, lads, your boy is simply over the moon. Because let's get straight, lads, in terms of the future of Arsenal Football Club, it is absolutely dependent on players like Bukayo Saka. Because for me, lads, I look at Saka and I almost see him as a bit of our Trent Alexander-Arnold, a player who's come through the academy since the age of 8 years old, who is Arsenal through and through and understands the values of playing for Arsenal Football Club. And so then to see him finally sign that contract, boy, your boy is so happy. But yeah, in terms of this game, I think we're going to have to see Bukayo Saka return to the starting lineup. Of course, he was rested against Norwich, and he has to start in the exact position he's played in the past few games, that left-sided attacking midfielder role. Because as things currently stand, he is our most potent attacking midfielder. And also, I can't lie, David Silva, your legacy is under threat. But yeah, all jokes aside, we need to see Bukayo Saka start in this position again, because for me, he's the most threatening player, and he can cause Wolves a lot of issues. Man like Bukayo Saka, yes, you signed a ting, but it's now time to get some goals and get some wins on the ting as well, bro. Moving on to the right winger, lads, it's obvious. It's gonna be man like Nicolas Pepe, the CEO of Presence Blood FC. And again, lads, this is pretty much a no-brainer. In terms of that right wing option, yes, we can play Rex and Reece Nelson and so and so, but Nicolas Pepe is by far our best player there. Nicolas Pepe has to be the go-to on that side. Because if you go into every Arsenal big result this season, Pepe's played a massive part in most of those games. And you know what? This is going to be a massive test for Nicolas Pepe. Because in a game like Wolves, where they're going to be solid defensively, they're not going to give you that much chances. Because so far, since the return of the Premier League, Pepe has been nothing short of absolutely outstanding. Now, don't get it twisted, Nicolas, that goal against Brighton was absolutely lovely and beautiful scenes, but now it's time to turn up against the big boy, because Wolverhampton Wanderers are a hard team to play. Not a lot of teams go to Molineux and get a result, and so let's see if Nicolas Pepe can live up to that £72 million price tag in a game where he should be delivering. Nicolas Pepe, I'm putting all my faith in you, so do not let me down and deliver with some Presence blood. Moving on to the striker, lads, is going to be Eddie Nketiah. Man like Alexandre Lacazette, just get comfortable on that bench, because let's be honest, as things currently stand, Arteta's first striker, make no mistake, is Eddie Nketiah. He does not fancy Alexandre Lacazette, and our last game he proved exactly why. Lacazette didn't score, he didn't get assists, he didn't look threatening, and he didn't look like a player who's worth £50 million. And so once again, Alexandre Lacazette became Alexandre like a threat. And also, let's just forget, this game is away from home. Our Lacazette not scoring a single away goal since the last season in February. What makes you think he's going to score against a solid Wolves defence who doesn't concede that many chances anyways? Now, I'm not saying Eddie Nketiah is that much better than Lacazette, but as things currently stand, he's somewhat reliable, and in fact, he actually scored more away goals than Alexandre Lacazette. And come the summer, let's get straight, Lacazette is probably going to end up leaving anyways. Moving on to the final player, the left winger, it's going to be man like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Man like Aubameyang, boy, that golden boot is pending, because not only in the last game did he score his 50th Arsenal goal, the fastest striker to ever do it, even faster than Thierry Henry, but he also became the Premier League's top goal scorer as things currently stand. And as I said a few weeks ago in my predictions video, that golden boot is most certainly pending once again. But yeah, in this game again, Aubameyang starting is an absolute brainer. And also with interesting reports coming that Aubameyang could be staying at Arsenal, and the fact that he's looking for a 3-year contract on 250 grand a week. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this becomes a very interesting scenario. In terms of my personal thoughts on it, I think, look, the first option is to keep Aubameyang. But if we are to keep Aubameyang, I would like to see Arsenal move on the likes of Lacazette and Ozil and so and so. Aubameyang is the first option, you have to keep him first, and as much as your boy is a massive fan of reinvesting and signing young players, this Aubameyang guy is practically a robot. He has missed more Arsenal games through suspension than he has missed through injuries. And so giving Aubameyang a 250 grand contract on a 3-year deal doesn't look that bad after all, does it? But in this game particular, Aubameyang is going to have to start. So the front three of Pepe, Nketiah, Aubameyang, Wolverhampton Wanderers, we are coming for you. Because yes, Arsenal have let us down so many times this season, but if we can get the win against Wolverhampton Wanderers, then lads, the hope is still there. But as they always say, it is hope that kills you as an Arsenal fan. But with that being said, guys, I am going to end the video there. Of course, if you have enjoyed the video, make sure to go down there, smash a like on it, and also do subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the game itself, on your predictions, and how you think Arsenal should line up. As always, also follow my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, and subscribe to my group channel, The Offsiders. The links are all in the description below. But with that being said, guys, let's just end the video there. In today's video, lads, we discussed Wolves versus Arsenal, and as much as I thought this game was nothing left to play for, if we get the win, we might have something left to play for. Arsenal, it's over to you, but I'll see you next time in a bit.